Comparing the strength of modern-day Russia to the Soviet Union is a complex task, as it involves evaluating various aspects such as economic, military, political, and social factors. Here's a balanced analysis of their relative strengths. Economic strength. The Soviet Union was the world's second-largest economy, with a GDP of around $2.5 trillion in 1990. In contrast, modern-day Russia has a GDP of around $1.7 trillion, based on 2020 estimates. While Russia's economy has grown significantly since the early 2000s, it still lags behind the Soviet Union's economic prowess. However, Russia's economy is more diversified and integrated into the global economy than the Soviet Union's was. Russia has become a significant player in the global energy market, with oil and gas exports being a major contributor to its economy. Military strength. The Soviet Union had a massive military, with a reported 4.3 million active personnel, and a defense budget of around $300 billion, according to 1990 estimates. Modern-day Russia has a smaller military, with around 1 million active personnel and a defense budget of about $65 billion, based on 2020 estimates. Although Russia's military is smaller, it has undergone significant modernization efforts, with a focus on advanced technologies such as hypersonic missiles, stealth aircraft, and cyber warfare capabilities. Russia's military has also demonstrated its effectiveness in various conflicts, including Ukraine and Syria. The Soviet Union was a superpower, with significant influence in international affairs. It had a vast network of socialist allies, a strong presence in the United Nations, and played a key role in shaping global politics. Modern-day Russia, while not a superpower, still wields significant influence in international affairs. It is a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, has a strong presence in various regional organizations, and has been actively involved in global issues, such as the Middle East peace process and climate change negotiations. The Soviet Union was a leader in various technological fields, including space exploration, nuclear energy, and computer science. Modern-day Russia has continued to invest in these areas, with notable achievements in space exploration, like, for example, the International Space Station, and in nuclear energy, such as the Akuyu nuclear power plant in Turkey. However, Russia's technological advancements are not as comprehensive as those of the Soviet Union. The country still relies heavily on imports for certain technologies, like semiconductors and advanced computing systems. When we talk about soft power, the Soviet Union actually had a pretty significant cultural and ideological influence around the world. It maintained a global network of socialist movements and had a really strong presence in international media. These days, modern Russia has also invested in soft power, with various efforts to promote its culture, language, and values abroad. However, Russia's soft power today is just not as widespread or influential as the Soviet Union's was. The country has faced quite a bit of criticism for its human rights record, media restrictions, and alleged involvement in disinformation campaigns. For economic strength, the Soviet Union gets 8 out of 10, while modern-day Russia scores 6 out of 10. When it comes to military strength, the Soviet Union is at 9 out of 10, compared to modern Russia's 7 out of 10. Global influence? The Soviet Union again scores 9 out of 10, and modern Russia gets 7 out of 10. Technological advancements stand at 8 out of 10 for the Soviet Union, and 6 out of 10 for Russia today. Finally, for soft power, the Soviet Union gets 8 out of 10, while modern Russia trails with 5 out of 10. All things considered, modern-day Russia is definitely a significant regional power, with a strong military, a growing economy, and some notable technological advancements. But it still lags behind the Soviet Union when it comes to economic and military strength, global influence, and soft power. With Russia's energy assets in terms of oil, gas, and nuclear power, Europe is becoming increasingly reliant on Russia for its energy needs, especially gas. This has increased the influence of Russia across Europe, with more attention being focused on the Russian economy and the strength of the ruble. Russian advances in nuclear arms, such as the development of nuclear weapons like the Poseidon and other hypersonic weapons, has placed it in a very strategic position when it comes to power projection. Right now, Russia's overall score is around 6.5 out of 10, compared to the Soviet Union's score of about 8.5 out of 10.